These are the 10 most heartbreaking moments in football. Number 10. Munich Air Disaster, 1958. On February 6, 1958, the world of football was rocked by the Munich air disaster. Manchester United had just played an European Cup match against Red Star Belgrade and were flying back to England when their plane crashed during takeoff at Munich Airport. The weather conditions were icy and snowy, and the plane struggled to gain altitude before hitting a house and bursting into flames. Tragically, 23 people lost their lives in the disaster, including 8 members of the Manchester United team. The players who perished in the crash were Geoff Bent, Roger Byrne, Eddie Coleman, Duncan Edwards, Mark Jones, David Pegg, Tommy Taylor, and Liam Whelan. The loss of such promising young talents was a devastating blow to the Manchester United team and their fans. Duncan Edwards in particular was considered one of the greatest footballers of his generation and had been tipped for future greatness. The disaster left a deep scar on the club and the wider football community. Several other players and staff members were also injured in the crash, some of them severely. Number 9. Andres Escobar murder. During the 1994 FIFA World Cup in the United States, Escobar scored an own goal in a match against the United States, which contributed to Colombia's elimination from the tournament. Tragically, just days later, on July 2, 1994, Escobar was shot and killed outside a nightclub in Medellin, Colombia. It was widely believed that his death was a result of his own goal, which was seen by some as a betrayal of the country. 2 men were eventually convicted of his murder, one of whom was believed to be associated with a drug lord who had lost money betting on the match. Escobar's murder was a devastating blow to Colombia and the football world, and it remains one of the most heartbreaking moments in football. Number 8. Kylian Mbappe World Cup loss. Kylian Mbappe, the French soccer superstar, scored a hat-trick in the 2022 World Cup final and was the tournament's leading scorer in Qatar. Despite his heroic performance, France lost to Argentina in a penalty shootout and Mbappe was visibly upset. He had brought France back into the match with 2 quick goals, but ultimately his team couldn't secure a victory. Mbappe leaves the tournament with the Golden Boot trophy as the top scorer with 8 goals and is on track to beat Pélé's record of 12 career World Cup goals. However, he couldn't match Pélé's achievement of winning back-to-back World Cup titles. In the penalty shootout, Mbappe converted his penalty, but France ended up losing 4-2. After the game, he consoled his teammates who had missed their penalties, but he was visibly upset and sat slumped in a chair with his shirt over his face. Number 7. Hillsborough Disaster, 1989. The Hillsborough disaster of 1989 is one of the most tragic events in the football history. On April 15 of that year, the Hillsborough Stadium in Sheffield, England was hosting the FA Cup semi-final match between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. What should have been a day of celebration turned into a nightmare as 96 Liverpool fans lost their lives and 766 others were injured. The disaster was a result of a series of catastrophic failures. The police, who were responsible for managing the crowd, failed to control the large number of fans trying to enter the stadium. This led to a crushing mass of people pushing against each other, creating a chaotic and deadly situation. Adding to the tragedy was the fact that the perimeter fencing around the stadium was not designed to withstand the weight of fans pushing against it. Fans were trapped and suffocated against the fencing, leading to the horrific loss of life. The Hillsborough disaster remains a painful reminder of the importance of proper crowd management and safety protocols in sports events. The tragedy also led to significant changes in stadium design and safety regulations with the hope that such a disaster would never happen again. Number 6. Barcelona's 8-2 defeat to Bayern Munich. Barcelona's 8-2 defeat to Bayern Munich in the 2019-20 UEFA Champions League quarterfinal was a devastating loss for the Catalan Giants. It was their worst defeat in over 70 years and one of the most shocking results in the history of the competition. The match was played behind closed doors in Lisbon due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but that did not stop Bayern Munich from putting on a masterclass. The German champions dominated from start to finish, scoring 4 goals in each half to secure an emphatic victory. The defeat exposed many of the issues that had been plaguing Barcelona for some time, including a lack of defensive solidity, a reliance on the aging Lionel Messi, and a lack of a coherent tactical plan. The result was a wake-up call for the club, and it led to a massive overhaul of the team. Number 5. Brazil's 1-7 defeat to Germany. The 2014 World Cup was hosted by Brazil, and the expectations were high that the Seleção would win their 6th World Cup on home soil. The match started with high energy and intensity, but things quickly went south for Brazil. Germany scored their first goal in the 11th minute and then added 4 more goals in just 6 minutes to take a commanding 5-0 lead. Germany continued to dominate the match, scoring 2 more goals before Brazil finally managed to score a consolation goal in the 90th minute. The final score of 1-7 was a humbling and humiliating defeat for Brazil, and it shattered the hopes and dreams of a nation that was hoping to win the World Cup on home soil. Number 4. Agüero's 94th minute goal. The 2011-2012 English Premier League season came down to the final day with Manchester City and Manchester United battling it out for the title. City were ahead of United on goal difference by just 2 goals. Manchester United played their last game against Sunderland and secured a 1-0 victory, putting pressure on City to win their game against Queen's Park Rangers to claim the title. City were heavy favorites going into the game, but things quickly turned against them as QPR took a 2-1 lead in the second half. With just a few minutes left in the game, City were still behind and it seemed like United was going to win the title once again. However, in the 92nd minute, Edin Dzeko scored a crucial equalizer for City, giving them a glimmer of hope. In one of the most dramatic moments in football history, Agüero had come on as a substitute and made an instant impact, receiving a pass from Mario Balotelli and scoring the winning goal by unleashing a powerful shot into the bottom corner of the net, giving City the title. The scenes of celebration among City fans were incredible, as they had snatched the title from their rivals in the most dramatic fashion possible. Agüero's goal was the culmination of an incredible season for him, in which he had scored 23 league goals and played a pivotal role in City's title charge. The moment has gone down in history as one of the most emotional and unforgettable moments in football. 3. Mo Salah injury. In the 2018 UEFA Champions League final between Liverpool and Real Madrid, Liverpool star player Mohamed Salah was forced to leave the pitch in the 31st minute due to a shoulder injury. The injury was caused by a challenge from Real Madrid's captain Sergio Ramos, who locked arms with Salah and pulled him to the ground, resulting in Salah's shoulder dislocating. Salah's injury was a major blow to Liverpool's chances of winning the final, as he had been their top scorer that season and one of the most important players in their attack. Liverpool went on to lose the match 3-1 to Real Madrid, with many fans and analysts speculating that Salah's injury was a key factor in their defeat. Number 2. Luis Suarez biting incident. During the 2014 FIFA World Cup match between Uruguay and Italy, Uruguayan striker Luis Suarez was caught on camera biting Italian defender Giorgio Chiellini on the shoulder. The incident occurred in the second half of the match with the score tied at 0-0. Following the incident, Chiellini showed the bite marks on his shoulder to the referee, but no action was taken during the game. However, after the match, FIFA launched an investigation and subsequently banned Suarez from all football-related activities for 4 months. This meant that he would miss the remainder of the World Cup and the beginning of the new club season. The biting incident was not the first time Suarez had been involved in such controversy, having previously been banned for biting incidents during his time playing for Ajax and Liverpool. The incident shocked the football world and remains one of the most memorable and heartbreaking moments in World Cup history. Number 1. Zinedine Zidane's headbutt. In the 2006 World Cup final between France and Italy, French footballer Zinedine Zidane headbutted Italian player Marco Materazzi in the chest during extra time, which led to his expulsion from the game. Zidane was one of the most talented players in the world and had already announced that he was retiring from international football after the World Cup. After the headbutt, Zidane was shown a red card and sent off the pitch. France went on to lose the game in a penalty shootout, and Materazzi later revealed that he had insulted Zidane's family, leading to the altercation. The incident sparked controversy and divided opinion among football fans and analysts. Some criticized Zidane's behavior, while others defended him, arguing that he was provoked by Materazzi's comments. Zidane later apologized for his actions but maintained that he did not regret defending his family's honor.